Hi, this is David with entry number 65, I think. 66. So today was Tuesday, and I taught 4th, 6th, and 3rd. Overall, I think it went well. 4th went really well. We had a lot of fun with them. Starting to become a lot more engaging, a lot less stressful. It's a big class, and they do get out of hand quite easily, but I think on the whole it's going pretty well. 6th was pretty good. I had a bit of a strange altercation with one of the boys. He was being really hands-on with another boy, and so I removed him from the two. Were kind of play fighting. And I removed him from the other kid, and then he kind of shoved me, and then escalations kind of happened pretty quickly, and I gave him a little shove, and he shoved me harder, and then there was that moment where I think it clicked for him, I think he either felt like he needed to save face, or he was gonna fight me, and he gave me a pretty good shove, one that you probably wouldn't want to give someone who's older than you, or at least a teacher. And so I don't know, in the heat of the moment, I guess I don't know if it was a bad call, but I did basically I kind of grabbed his arm after he shoved me, because it was still outstretched, and I just spun it over his head really fast and locked him in, kind of like his own self with his two arms. So I was holding one wrist and the other wrist, and he couldn't move at all. And I just held him there for a minute, and then I turned him so he wasn't facing the desks. I just gave him a pretty hard shove, holding one wrist, so he unfurled crazily from the lock. He spun around really fast, and then he kind of got tugged because I was holding his other wrist still, and he kind of had lost control, and at that moment I used just enough strength so that he knew that if he wanted to start anything, it would be over in a second, because these kids in Korea, even the biggest kid, they're still spindly. They don't do any weightlifting, they just do soccer. They're not, they're like toothpicks. So, yeah, it wouldn't have been good for him. Probably wouldn't have been good for me either, because I would have not had a job anymore, but it was an interesting experience. He got really emotional after that. He wasn't crying, but he went back, sat down, his eyes swelled up, and he just didn't really participate for the rest of the class. Now, in the heat of the moment, this is all this thinking I'm doing is after. In the heat of the moment, I just thought we were playing around. But then when I saw his reaction when he went back to his desk with his eyes swelling up, I was like, oh, might have taken that too far. But, the other kids weren't really paying attention, so I don't think he lost that much face with them. I think he thinks he did, but he didn't. Overall, and then 3rd went really smoothly, just as always. I'm recording this at, 8 o'clock, because I actually met up with 2 other scholars at 6 and had dinner with them. I finally had Korean shabu shabu, which is really, really good. So maybe it's just a provincial Gangwon-do thing, but the way I've had it now twice is they serve rice paper with the actual meat that you dip into some warm water, and you make little wraps, or you have the option to make little wraps. They have lots of little fine julienne vegetables and sauces, and make little wraps, and it was actually really good. This one was more authentic, because last time when they gave the noodle portion, it was just rice stick noodles, Vietnamese style. These were actually wheat based, and they thickened the soup a little, and they had a lot more bite to them. And then the 3rd portion part was a rice kind of stew, where they add rice to the remaining broth, which is intensified, and then they'll just add some trimmings that you don't eat, like the little mix-in things. They'll mix that in, they'll put an egg in, and they stir it together. And it thickens up really hard almost like a risotto. I'm actually going to try and use this methodology in future risotto making because it worked really well. And then you mix it together and you eat it, and it's really good, like really good. And so that was fun. It was nice meeting with the other scholars, although it had been admittedly probably close to 2 months, no, a month and a half since I had seen one of them, so that was interesting. I didn't bring up any weird stuff that I've been feeling with them, but I did realize that that maybe maybe I don't have that much in common with them. I did like being around them, but I just didn't feel like I could participate in the conversation very much because I didn't really feel like there was parts for me to jump in. I was talked over a few times, and so I just was like, I didn't want to clam up completely, but it was hard to be a conversationalist in that kind of situation. But it was fine. It was fun for me, so that's what's important. So I'm gonna wrap it up now. It was a good day overall. I will probably do something with that kid, the 6th grade boy, just to make sure we're okay next time. I did feel pretty bad afterwards, and he looked pretty distraught. I don't think he's used to, if he's used to feeling that weak, it's because his dad probably or someone hits him. But I don't know. This is me kind of now thinking too much, but overall it was a good day. It was just that one moment where I was like, oops, that was a mistake. So I'll wrap it up here. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.